Hey guys, what's up? We have the fourth and final video of the Duel Links pack Primal Burst, and this time we will be covering the normal cards, the easiest of which to get. The first card is Sky Scout. This is a winged beast level 4 with 1800 attack and 600 defense, and it is a normal monster. It has a decent attack stat and works well within a Harpy Lady style deck. Klops is a Dark Fiend at level 4 with 1800 attack and 1700 defense, and it's a normal monster. It is balanced and works well in Fiend deck. Aitsu is a Fire Fairy level 5 with 100 attack and 100 defense, and it's a normal monster. It has no use as it relies on the other card to work with, and this being a tribute monster will not see any play. Koitsu is a Water Fairy Union level 10 with 200 attack and 100 defense, and its effect is, once per turn during a main phase, if you control this card on the field, you can equip it to your Aitsu as an equipment spell card, or unequip the Union equipment and special summon this card in face-up attack position. While equipped to a monster by this card's effect, increase the attack of the equipped monster by 3000 points. When it attacks with an attack that is higher than the defense of a defense position monster, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent's life points. One monster can only be equipped with one Union monster at a time. If the equipped monster is destroyed as a result of battle, destroy this card instead. This card can make Aitsu become over 3000 attack and cause piercing damage, but the cost of bringing both of these cards out is too much to make this useful. There are other monsters that can reach the same attack that already have piercing within their effect. Mind on Air is a dark spellcaster at level 6 with 1000 attack and 1600 defense, and its effect is, if your opponent must play with their hand revealed. This is a decent effect as you know what you are up against. However, the problem being it requires a tribute to summon and has stats that can be beaten by quite a few level 3 monsters. Soitsu is a Wind Fairy level 3 with 0 attack and 0 defense, and it's a normal monster. It again doesn't have any use. Soitsu is an Earth Fairy level 4 with 100 attack and 200 defense, and its effect is, once per turn you can equip this card to a Soitsu you control, or unequip it to special summon this card in face-up attack position. While equipped to a monster by this card's effect, that monster gains 2500 attack. The monster can only be equipped with one Union monster at a time. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle, destroy this card instead. This card is more viable than the other combination, as both of the cards are level 3 and 4, making them easy to summon, and can make Soitsu a 2500 attack monster. Sage of Stillness is a light spellcaster at level 4 with 1400 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, your opponent cannot activate trap cards during your next turn. This card can prevent your opponent from activating traps, but can be limiting unless you are able to strengthen this card. Gorilla of Darkworld is a Dark Fiend at level 2 with 300 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, if this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, target one monster on the field, destroy that target. This card provides instant monster destruction. Gren Tactician of Darkworld is a Dark Fiend at level 2 with 300 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is, if this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy that target. This card can get rid of a back row, so is useful for discard cost card. Fusion Devourer is a Dark Fiend level 4 with 1400 attack and 1200 defense, and its effect is, when this card battles a fusion monster, the attack of the fusion monster becomes 0 during the damage step only. This card is the counter to fusion decks such as Elemental Heroes. It was used in GX Season 3 in the Dark World, used by Scout of Dark World. However, most of the times this card won't see any play. Volcanic Blaster is a Fire Pyro level 3 with 1200 attack and 600 defense, and its effect is, when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by battle, you can place one volcanic monster in your deck on top of your deck. This card can search out for a volcanic monster, which could be Volcanic Rocket, which could then search out for a Blaze Accelerator. Volcanic Recharge is a normal trap card that says return up to 3 volcanic monster cards from your graveyard to your deck. This can recover the cards used as costs by Blaze Accelerator. Volcanic Rat is a Fire Pyro level 1 with 500 attack and 500 defense, and it's a normal monster. It has the stats used in order to be the cost for Blaze Accelerator. Broken Bamboo Sword is an equipped spell card that says the equipped monster gains 0 attack. This is used by the golden version, which lets you draw 2 cards. Cloudian Ghost Fog is a Water Fiend level 1 with 0 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is, this card cannot be special summoned. All battle damage to either player from a battle involving this monster becomes 0. If this card is destroyed by battle, distribute new fog counters equal to the level of the monster that destroyed it among face-up monsters. This is able to generate fog counters easily, whilst preventing you from taking any sort of battle damage. Cloudian Nimbusman is a Water Fairy level 5 with 1000 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is in face-up defense position, destroy it. You can tribute any number of water monsters for the tribute summon of this card. When this card is tribute summoned, place 1 fog counter on it for each water monster you tributed. This card gains 500 attack for each fog counter on the field. This card also has a Battle Destruction protection effect and can tribute multiple water monsters to place fog counters on itself to make it gain 500 attack each. This means it can start with a maximum of 2500 attack. And Dust Cyclone is a quick play spell card that says select one monster with 4 or more fog counters, destroy it, and then draw 1 card for every 4 fog counters that were on it. This card can destroy a monster with 4 or more fog counters, as well as getting to draw a card for each 4 counters, meaning you can get rid of something strong and draw into something else you might need. Lucky Cloud is a normal spell card that says, during the end phase, if you summon 2 or more Cloudian monsters with the same name this turn, draw 2 cards. This is able to let you draw 2 cards if you can bring out 2 of the same card. However, this can be problematic to meet this condition. Rainstorm is a normal trap card that says select 1 Cloudian monster you control, reduce that monster's attack by 1000 or 2000, and apply the appropriate effect. 1000 points, destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. 2000 points, destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. This card is able to get rid of up to 2 cards by reducing the attack of one of the Cloudians. This can be situational, but can work with Nimbusman and Cloudian Scroll, who can keep generating more fog counters to make the stat loss less of an issue. Cloudian Smokeball is a Water Fairy level 1 with 200 attack and 600 defense, and is a normal monster. This works alongside another Cloudian that can bring them from the deck using its fog counter. Cloudian Turbulence is a Water Fairy level 4 with 800 attack and 0 defense, and its effect is, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is in face-up defense position, destroy it. When you normal summon this card, place 1 fog counter on it for each Cloudian monster on the field. You can remove 1 fog counter from this card to special summon 1 Cloudian Smokeball from your deck or from either player's graveyard. This is the card that revives Smokeball, but this is only useful for tributing. Control is a quick play spell card that says tribute 1 face-up Cloudian monster you control, place 3 fog counters on 1 face-up monster. This is able to add counters to fuel other Cloudian effects. Cloudian Squall is a continuous spell card that says during each of your standby phases, place 1 fog counter on every face-up monster. This card is able to add counters every turn, adding to the consistency of the Cloudian effect. Central Shinobi is a Dark Warrior level 2 with 400 attack and 800 defense, and its effect is, when this face-up attack position card is targeted for an attack, draw 1 card. This is able to let you draw cards, but you are likely to only get this effect off. Blue Thunder T45 is a light machine level 4 with 1700 attack and 1000 defense, and its effect is, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, special summon one Thunder option token, machine type, light, level 4, with 1500 attack and 1500 defense. This token cannot be tributed for a tribute summon. This card can add more tokens to the field, but they can only be used as field presence and not to be used for tributes. However, if you can time it well, then you could cause decent battle damage. Dark World Grimoire is a continuous spell card that says, during your end phase, if you discard a monster to the graveyard because you had more cards than your hand size limit, you can target one of those monsters, special summon that target. This is a strange card, and often you will not have the capacity to do this. Unless you intentionally play as few cards as possible, it's not worth running in any decks currently at the moment. Alchemy Cycle is a normal trap card that says, the original attack of all face-up monsters you control becomes 0 until the end phase. Each time a monster that had its original attack reduced to 0 by this effect is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, draw one card. This card requires you to sacrifice monsters in battle to replace them with additional draws. This is not advisable for use, as you will take a lot of battle damage as well, and you'll be losing more than you gain. Phantom Dragon is a light dragon level 8 with 2300 attack and 2200 defense, and its effect is, when your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. 2 of your monster card zones cannot be used. This card can summon itself in response to your opponent's summon. However, the problem is, it prevents you from activating 2 of your monster card zones, which means you can only have this monster on your field. Realm of Light is a field spell that says, each time a card is sent from your deck to the graveyard, place 1 shine counter on this card. All Lightsworn monsters gain 100 attack for each shine counter on this card. If this card would be destroyed by a card effect, remove 2 shine counters from this card instead. This card is the field spell for the Lightsworns, and enables them to gain 100 attack for each shine counter on the field, as well as providing itself with protection. This is not necessary to run in the deck, however it still helps if you want to build a mostly beatdown style of deck. Golden Bamboo Sword is a normal spell card that says, activate only if you control a Bamboo Sword equipped spell card. Draw 2 cards. This works alongside the other equip spell, however getting this effect consistently is very much down to luck of the draw, as your opponent will likely try and negate or destroy Bamboo Sword in the first place. Light Spiral is a continuous trap card that says, each time a card is sent from your deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, remove from play the top card of your opponent's deck. This card can in a turn make your opponent lose up to 3 cards, assuming for 3 monsters, but this is risky as you never tend to mill 1 card, so after a couple of turns, you could risk decking yourself out. This Lightsworn Druid is a light Beast Warrior level 3 with 1200 attack and 1800 defense, and its effect is, neither player can target Lightsworn monsters anywhere with card effects. During each of your end phases, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. This helps to protect your Lightsworn monsters from card effects. Durak Terror is a fire dinosaur level 3 with 800 attack and 1500 defense, and its effect is, if this card is attacked, return the attacking monster to the hand after damage calculation, and this card gains defense equal to the returning monster's level times 100. The problem with this card is that your opponent will likely attack with something stronger, preventing this effect from working, unless you have some card protection. Durak Iguanon is a fire dinosaur level 4 with 1700 attack and 700 defense, and its effect is, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can select 1 set card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. It has a decent attack stat, however the effect can be very limiting, as they can reset the card the next turn, or if it is a card that can be activated in response, they will do that instead. Shire Lightsworn Spirit is a light fairy level 3 with 400 attack and 1400 defense, and its effect is, this card gains 300 attack for each Lightsworn monster with a different name in your graveyard. During each of your end phases, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. This card can become decently powerful by fueling itself with its milling effect, as well as other Light Swarms. Rinyan Lightsworn Rogue is a light beast flip effect monster level 2 with 100 attack and 100 defense, and its effect is flip, target one Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, shuffle that target into your deck, then draw 1 card. This can recover a Lightsworn and draw a card. Part of the problem with the Lightsworns is fixed, as you can end up milling the cards you want. Temple of the Six is a field spell that says each time a 6 samurai monster is normal or special summoned, place 1 Bushido counter on this card. Monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each Bushido counter on this card. This card is able to reduce your opponent's attack for each Bushido counter, so if you can get a few, you can make it more difficult for your opponent to. Pyroxene Fusion is a normal trap card that says send from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gem Knight Fusion monster card, then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. This card enables you to fusion summon a Gem Knight monster on your opponent's turn, which can be useful as your opponent may be unaware of what you are planning. 6 Strike Thunderblast is a normal trap card that says remove 1 Bushido counter from your side of the field to activate one of these effects. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. Target 1 card your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. This card is able to either destroy a card or return a card, providing you with options, as there may be a card you don't want to go to the graveyard, as it may activate or be easily resummoned from there. Shien's Dojo is a continuous spell card that says each time a 6 samurai monster is normal or special summoned, place 1 Bushido counter on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 1 as 6 samurai or Shien effect monster from your main deck, whose level is less than or equal to the number of Bushido counters on this card. This card can bring out any 6 samurai monster you want, provided you meet the level needs. Gem Knight Amber is an Earth Thunder Gemini level 4 with 1600 attack and 1400 defense, and its effect is this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is face up on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster with this effect. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target 1 of your banished monsters. Add that target to your hand. This card can recover a monster that has been banished. Particle Fusion is a normal spell card that says send from your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gem Knight Fusion monster card. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. When you do, banish this card from the graveyard to target 1 Gem Knight Fusion material monster used for the fusion summon. The fusion summon monster gains that monster's attack until the end phase. This card is able to be used as a fusion card and gain the attack points of 1 of the materials. The downside is that all your monsters have to be on the field to use this, which can be more difficult than simply from the hand. However, the downside can be beaten by the fact that if you were to use something like a Gem Knight Garnet, it gains 1900 attack. This is particularly useful for something like Gem Knight Topaz, who can not only gain the attack increase, but the card effect burn damage can end up OTKing your opponent. Gem Knight Sardonyx is an Earth Pyro Gemini level 4 with 1800 attack and 900 defense, and its effect is this card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is face up on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster with this effect. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add 1 Gem Knight card from your deck to your hand. This card can search out for your other Gem Knight monsters necessary if you want to make certain fusions. Fragment Fusion is a normal trap card that says banish from your graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gem Knight Fusion monster card. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. Destroy it during the end phase. This lets you summon a Gem Knight fusion by banishing your monsters. However, this only works for the turn, as it then gets destroyed at the end phase. The final card is Cursed Bamboo Sword. This is an equipped spell card that says the equipped monster gains 0 attack. You can target one other Bamboo Sword card you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, the equipped monster can attack your opponent directly this turn. You can only use this effect of Cursed Bamboo Sword once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Bamboo Sword card from your deck to your hand, except Cursed Bamboo Sword. This card can return a Bamboo Sword to the hand and enable a monster to attack directly, which can finish off your opponent, and can search for a Bamboo Sword when it's destroyed. What do you think of these cards? Which decks will you be making, and which cards will you be adding to your existing decks? Also, let me know which cards do you think will see no play at all. Personally, I think the Su cards, Aitsu, Doitsu, Suitsu and Koitsu won't see play, as well as Vengeful Shinobi, but I can see Gem Knights and Lightsworns becoming popular. Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.